night. So who is this course for? Let me just explain briefly. So if you are someone who is totally new and want to the financial market and wants to learn how to invest or trade in stocks, so this is for you. Or perhaps you are a trader for crypto or forex, but you are still curious how to invest in stock, so this is for you as well. Or perhaps you are someone who is looking to generate another source of income to beat the inflation, and we know the inflation is very high now. Everything is getting more expensive, so this course is for you. And thank you for the introduction from our host today, Tan from Pick a Stock. And so my name is Rong Sing, or you can call me RX. I'm the trend strategist for RX360. So here's what I want you to do right now. So please help me to hit the thumbs up button, or maybe you can react with the emoji, and subscribe to my YouTube channel via the link below. I think Tan will put the link. Also, you can click the link to join my Telegram channel. So in this way, whenever I publish a new video or new information, you will always stay up to date and never miss any information from me. If you feel sounds good, so do it right now. Thank you. So, okay, let me introduce myself. I graduated from Multimedia University with Analytical Economics degree. Later on, actually, I was during my undergraduate years, I was selected by Bloomberg Institute as their campus ambassador to promote their data. Subsequently, I brought in Bloomberg Terminal as well, and I have co-authored an international journal with my professor with the title of How Investor Sentiments Will Affect the Malaysian Stock Market. Subsequently, after my graduation, I joined Bursa Malaysia for my very first job. I'm also the regular guest at the local business radio station, but this is mainly for Chinese, City Plus FM, and I'm also a columnist for Oriental Daily newspaper. Tomorrow, I will publish another piece of information, my column about Bitcoin, so you can stay tuned for the new articles. So let's move on to this pick a stock. Okay. So what you can see now, can you see my screen? You can type again. Everyone can type, right? Can type to respond if you can see the screen. So before we start, today our main topic is, our objective is very clear. We want to find value stocks amid the market downtrend. Okay, so this is our major goal. But before we can start, we have to understand how this pick a stock works. So there are three basic features I want you to take note. Okay, first you can see, very straightforward, it's like our traffic light. What you can see here, but mostly we will see green color and red color. But sometimes we will be able to see yellow color as well. So what does it mean by green? When you see green color, that means the investors mostly are very positive about the market outlook. And green is good for our market. I know somebody or someone who used to invest in China market, they will assume that red is good. For Chinese investor, red is good. Red means the stock will go up for them. But for our Malaysian context, green is good. We want to see green. If possible, every day we want to see green. And red is the opposite. Okay. So this one, the pick a stock, they carry out the big data analysis, and you can see, for example, we can click today. You see the agricultural products. Because of the news, I believe all of you are aware of it. For the ceiling price is lifted for the poultry stocks, especially for the eggs. Okay, so you can sort it out when you click into this. I will go back to this. So this is color coding. So you need to understand the color coding. And right after that, if you see any stocks, so these are stocks. Stocks are always comes with an underline, with dotted lines. So you can see the dotted lines here. And when you hover your mouse, when you put your mouse close to it, you can actually do the right click. So this is the right click feature. So if you are my member, you will be able to see a comprehensive set of tools or customizable one. So you can click to the technical chart. If you are looking for the technical candlestick pattern, you can click into this, but we will not go in details for all these features. Okay, I just want to let you know, by right click, you can also add to your favorite. Okay, or add to the basket. Can you see this basket? Yes, the third thing we will talk about basket. Basket is like a portfolio. The terms is interchangeable, and it's like when you go shopping, you want to add something to your cart. Okay, you can see the basket here on your right hand side. So you can click to show the basket. You can, of course, you can add. There are multiple ways to create a basket. Perhaps some of you might want to have a basket for certain sectors. For example, this morning I have shown a video about how to add the poultry or agricultural products related counters. So I have created a new basket for that. Or perhaps if you are doing your daily routine homework, you want to make some notes about it, actually you can put in the dates for today, for example. You can key in the dates. Okay. Then you create a basket. After you create this basket, you can use the drag and drop function. So it's very straightforward. You don't have to click here. I know some of you might think that, oh, I need to remember the code, or I need to find the stock, add the stock manually. But with this pick a stock, you can just use this drag and drop function. Okay, drag and drop function. Just drag and drop only. Or alternatively, you can right click. What you can do is you add to the basket to the today's date. Can you see that? If you are not on this interface. So by clicking, so you have actually learned about 3 basic features. Just a recap. So first thing is color coding. Green means good, red means negative sentiment. Okay. Second thing, we learned about the right click feature. The right click feature is mainly for stocks only. And how to know whether it is a stock or not? Very easy. You can see the dotted lines. Okay? Then you can use the right click feature. And third thing, we learn about how to add stocks to the basket, or how to create a basket. It's like you go for shopping, then you can add to the carts any items that you want. You can put in to the basket. Very easy, very straightforward. So these are the 3 things I want you to know before we go further. I hope you can get it. And we can minimize this. And do you see this temperature, this thermometer? This thermometer, okay, we can click. Let me show you. When you click into it, it will bring you to this. This is what we call CORV, CORV Risk Index. CORV, if you are a first timer, okay, you might need to understand what is CORV. So CORV, they gather the data from the whole market, including the main market, ACE market, and lead market. I think all 3 markets. So it's the overall. This give you a better picture about the overall market, because we know that our KLCI index is mainly for the 30 component stocks, and the FBM 70 is for the next 70 largest market cap companies. and small cap is mainly for small cap, but this integrates all of the stocks or company listed in Bursa Malaysia. So they have their pick a stock has their own proprietary way to calculate the formula and generate this index. So this is more like you can call it like fear or greed index if you are familiar, or the VIX if some of you might familiar with the US market, something like that. So of course green is always good. Okay, red means downtrend or negative sentiment. Okay, you can say that this is also a gauge indicator to reflect the investor sentiment. So it's very easy. We can see now, right now we are here today. So today the reading is 8.6. Okay, so we can it's from 0 to 100. 100 means very good. Okay, all the stock 100% of the stocks are going up. When it's getting lower, that means most of the stocks are in red, okay, or very negative sentiment. When it goes towards 0, okay, it hardly goes towards 0. But what we can see, okay, maybe I pull a line for you. You can see in 2020, what happened when we first hit by the COVID, the pandemic. It went down all the way to 1.33. But for now, still long way to go. That's why I would say that this is actually the start of a bear market. So how do you use this to help yourself to find the entry? This is very important, I think, everyone. When you see it is green, you have to actually wait. You don't see the first green, then you jump in, you chase high. It's actually very high risk for you. So normally you will see, you can actually calculate the candle, okay, using the ruler. I will calculate for you this time. Okay, what you can see is 25 consecutive green candle. That means if you are buying stocks, there's a very high probability your stock will go up. If you are buying along this way, okay, opposite is true, because you see when you buy this, I think you don't have the advantage, you don't have the edge with you. So the odds is against you, and of course you will be maybe you will suffer losses here. So this is like a GPS. So GPS, we know that GPS provides the fastest and the most accurate way to navigate to a direction. And we all know that nowadays, even we know how to go to a place, we still use GPS. Why? Because we want to find out whether there is any traffic jam or not. Traffic jam is another issue after the towards the end of this pandemic, right? So the same thing goes for those who invest in the stock market. We want to know, we want to find out what is the better probability for me to enter to buy a stock by looking at the general market, not only by looking at merely the FBM KLCI, because it's just for 30 companies. So this core V is very helpful in the sense that it can help us to identify better times. So this is what I want to introduce to you. And after that, we will move on to the major topic today. We will go back and you can browse through this. Today we will mainly use this screener. And with this screener, you click on the advanced screener. Okay, you can go back to the home page. Today I'm going to show you how to find the value stock. And before I talk about the value stocks, okay, maybe I comment something about recession, because many people now are talking about recession. For me, a recession is inevitable. Okay, because recession is complete cycle. After recession, this economic cycle will be complete. So for some investors, they look at recession as an opportunity, because this is an opportunity to buy the asset that's now on sales promotion. So they are looking to acquire, because most of the people they are long-time investor or they are seasoned investor. They always look for a bear market or recession to find stocks with fair value. We cannot buy the dip, because buy the dip is not for us. We don't know what is the bottom. We cannot bottom catch unless we are very lucky enough. But what we can do is we need to prepare in terms of our mindset, to prepare in terms of our capital, how much we want to risk our capital for during the recession, and to identify. That's what the purpose we are here today, because we want to find value stock. We want to identify the target first. Okay, just a disclaimer, there's no buy and sell call tonight. Anything that we discuss here or any examples of stocks we mention this evening is mainly for educational purposes only. Okay, so in conclusion, I can say recession is healthy for the economy, because ultimately we know recession will help us to flush out the excesses. So think about it. If we reduce whatever extreme bubbles, we have seen everything rally, from commodities to luxury items and properties. We have seen this for the past many years. So think about it. So recession can help to flush out these surpluses or excesses, we say. So recessions, I know it's very ridiculous. I call that recession is healthy, but it is the truth. So we need to know what to do. Okay, so without further ado, we will move on to how to screen for this. So if you move down, you go for, if you're a member, you can see RX360 value stocks. So these are the criteria. I'm not sure how many of you are durian lovers. I love durian very much. Okay, so I remember last week when I dropped by a fruit store to look for my durian. So I called my friends to ask, because I'm not too sure how to identify Musang King. Okay, I think some of you might have the same experience like me. So I always look for Musang King. Okay, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. Until that day, I called my friend. I called out my friend. I asked actually how to identify whether it's a genuine Musang King. Nowadays there are a lot of scams, So I have little confidence. So I double check with my friend. So my friend told me it's very easy. You just turn the durian, the fruit, upside down, and you will see a star or stripes, five stripes, okay, or 5 petals. That's the way you find Musang King. So tonight we also want to find Musang King. We know value stocks are known as Musang King in the stock market. So how to find this kind of stock? Very easy. So we will exclude warrant in this sense, and we will include the volume and the price, of course, more than 10 cents. Then we can avoid very ultra penny stocks. Okay, so we look for net cash for 8 quarters. Have to be at least, can you see the criteria here? Okay, above or equal means at least. Minimum 8 quarters. 8 quarters is equivalent to 2 calendar years. Okay, and we sort out for return on equities. This is actually not my own criteria. We learn from Warren Buffett or the Benjamin Graham. This is the basic way which we try to screen out the stocks. So 15 has to be at least 15. Return on equities is measured in percentage. So 1 quarter. Net margin Net margin refers to their profit margin has to be at more than 10% for the current most recent quarters. And of course, when we find value stock, we need to ensure that at least the stock is reporting positive earnings. We don't want the companies to be running losses. So we just put the PE ratio is positive. More than 0 means positive. Then next, you can hit on the screen it button. I hope you can follow. Okay. Then you can scroll down. You can scroll down and check the 28 candidates, 28 Musang Kings. But you need to, one thing I need to remind you, you need to further inspect the company. You cannot just rely on the screening. So this is first level screening. Second level screening is we screen by checking delve into the company in details. Okay, because this is value stock. Value stock means we buy it when it is undervalued. Undervalued means we refer to under the fair value or is currently selling at a lower price than usual, that is supposed to be. So there are 28. You can see the sectors. Of course, you can sort out. You want to find, perhaps some of you might wonder which one has the most highest net cash. So you can sort out. Okay, you can see BCAM followed by Supermax. Okay, I off this indicator. Sorry, it's a bit interruptive. You can see Hata, mainly healthcare. Because this healthcare stocks, they have been on the downtrend for quite some time. I'm not saying that this is the time to accumulate this kind of share. I'm not saying that. Just that the discount, there's some divergence, okay? But it can still go further down because people were overexcited about it during the pandemic in 2020. Okay, you can see semicons, some technology giants. We can see, but for value stock, we will try to avoid. Remember, we have tried to avoid commodities-based stock. What are commodity-based? For examples, Lion Yin is commodities because it's a steel or palm oil. The reason we want to avoid commodities-based counter is because they are very cyclical. Cyclical means ups and downs. So this is, for example, this is the peak. And you have the bottom. Okay. Of course, maybe 2 months ago, people will say that palm or plantation counters are ideal candidates to invest in. Okay. I don't agree with it. If you say you want to trade commodities-based stock, yes, but for investment, try to avoid plantation or any commodities-based counters. Okay, because it will be cyclical, susceptible to the cycles, the economy cycles. There will be ups and downs, and end of the day, actually, if imagine you are buying at the top, you will ride all the way down. This is something we want to avoid. Okay, but end of the day, even you are a long-time investor, do you think you can generate abnormal profit? I doubt so, but what you can get end of the day is the normal or average. This is your average profit. So this is something we need to take note. So we can further, okay, of course, if you know how to use this, pick a stock, you can use the general, you can use the industry, actually to filter out, or you want to identify in actually, for example, you want technology stock only, or you want financial, or you want healthcare. So you try to avoid, or you can select all, confirm, then you screen again. Can you see? Just now from 28 stock is reduced to 16. Okay. Of course, another thing you need to take note is the share issues or the PE. PE you have to compare with the industry. For example, I give you an example. So here comes another feature for tonight, which is the last feature I want to introduce to you all. Now you can see from the screening results, there are quite a few semicons, right? Semiconductors counters. Okay, and you might wonder how to find the ultimate one. People always want to look for the ultimate one, no? The hurried, right? Okay, so we can use the right click feature. Use the right click feature. You can go compare stocks. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Compare stocks. You see this sign, this symbol, the waving machine. Okay, what you can see here, compare. And what you want to compare against Inari. Just now I mentioned industry average, right? So you can click compare to peers button. Okay, when you click to compare to peers, automatically appear the rest. Okay. This is how you rate. Green is good, but please take note. Okay, according to pick a stock, they are not using the average. Green is not above average. Instead of using average, they are using median. Median means that rearrange from with increasing order from the smallest to the largest one. For example, market cap, they rearrange, then they find which one is the medium, which one is in the middle position. Okay, so you can say that these two are better in this case because the rest are below the median. Okay, you can compare, you can further compare with because we want to know price variation. What you can see here, you can see most of the counter, okay, is okay. The range, we talk about the range first. The range of the PE for these 6 companies is from 17 to 42, around 42. Okay, so PE, the lower is the better, of course. It signifies, indicates that cheaper in terms of the variation. We are talking about variation. Okay, so we can say that these 3 are better than another 3. You can see 3 greens here, right? First one is Inari, followed by MPI, and you have Frontcan and Unisem. Okay, this is how you compare. But why is it Inari? I would prefer Inari because Inari is the industry leader. So we will give them slightly premium. But of course, at the current PE is still considered as expensive. So what I will do is I will wait. Okay, how to check the PE? You can actually click on this button. You can see there's a chart button. You can click. When you click into it, sorry, it's a bit okay. You can see the PE. You can see the PE. You change the chart to line. You can zoom in and zoom out to find what is the historical PE ratio. Okay, so in 2020, it's around 23. You see, it's very close. It's very close. I'm not saying that this is an entry. It can still go down further. Looking at the current market sentiment. Okay, so we need to see if it is possible to get around, fair to say around maybe below 20, but not too low. And you divide your capital. This is how you have your own. You must have your own trade investment plan or trading plan if you are a trader. But since we are talking about investment, long-term investment, so we need to divide our capital wisely. Maybe you can aim for the first batch, you can refer to the price chart. This is only from the PE. I just want you to refer so that you can know what is the historical PE. Okay, if you want to compare the rest for the PE, right, instead of keying in here, compare manually, what you can do here is very easy. Just click on the plus add button. Okay, you can put all of them into the charts. Okay, so we'll go back to this price variation. So this is how we find. Okay, and from the ROE, from a PB ratio, okay, PB ratio, this is how PB ratio, of course, from here you will say that Unisem is the best based on PB. So you can create your own score, your own weightage, how much you want to put in each of the, or you want to compare the overall, then you come up with a conclusion which one is better. But for me, based on all this, I would prefer the leader of the industry. Okay, the leader of the industry. You can check the scoring system. This some guidance for those who are really or totally new to the stock market. So with this tool, this pick a stock, it can help you to identify which stock to buy. Of course, if you have joined my member, you can see different notes. You can add notes. For example, you can add notes. You can see I will updates. You'll be able to see the notes that I have shared and the characteristic. From time to time, I will update based on this stock. What are my thoughts? What are my opinions? Okay. Then if you are not sure, you can always look for me from my Telegram. Then we can discuss there. You can ask any questions that you want regarding the pick a stock system from the Telegram. So we have done how to compare this. You can instead of remove this one by one. For example, I want to compare glove stock, right? For example, just now we have seen Supermax, we have seen Hadalega. So we want to compare. We don't have to remove everything. We just have to change the first one. Okay, change the first one. We change to Hata. Then we click compare to peers. Just like that. Then you can see all the healthcare stocks. These are all healthcare related counters. Then the same thing, you can repeat the same thing again to find. Okay, so we will go back to the screener. Maybe I perform the screening once again to show you how to do the screening. You go to advanced screener. I repeat again. Okay, every time you want to use different screening criteria, what you have to do is just by clicking the reset button. Okay, reset button, you clear everything. And you go to, again, RX value stocks. Okay, you just click on the screen it. So it will save you a lot of time. You don't have to like from time to time you go, okay. So from here, you can see the list of stock. You can sort it out. I want to look for companies with the highest net cash. Okay, in that case would be PCAM. But don't always make your judgment just based on a single indicator. It's very dangerous, very risky to do that. So we can always discuss and we can come up the investment plan together. So instead of right click and send this to chart, what you can do here, there is a shortcut. That's why I like to use pick a stock. You can use the send TA to chart. Okay, we have to change to candles because if you want candles, we can remove everything just now. Sorry. So we remove. Okay, we clear everything. So what you can see is the candidates just now, the 28 stocks are actually on your right hand side. There's a long list, and you can sort based on the alphabetical order and inspect one by one. Okay. So if you are a technical analysis person, you might like this feature. Okay. Same thing, if you want to compare, you just add it. You just click the add button. Okay. You can remove it, of course. So you can inspect one by one. You can inspect one by one. You don't have to search here manually. You don't have to like refer, oh, what have I screened out just now? What have I filtered? So you can, very intuitive, you just click and select, you move on to the next. You want to add notes here, it's still possible. You see, add notes. Okay, you can add notes from time to time by just doing the right click. Remember the very beginning, at the very beginning, I talked about the 3 important features. And of course, if you find this a good candidate, you feel that this is a Musang King, what you can do, add to the basket. Just add to the basket. Okay, add to the basket, it will be in your basket, or you can make it as your favorite. Okay, for example, Hata and Harbor. Okay, sense of, you can inspect the trend. Normally for value stocks or for technology, maybe I touch a bit here. Is what you can see actually from, okay, this company has been listed since 2019. Okay, I have published one video about this. You can find in my YouTube channel. Okay, so for this kind of company, of course, is quite healthy. Although we know that currently is at the downtrend. Okay, why is it healthy? You can see it's actually uptrend from the long term. If you are buying somewhere here, actually at this moment you are still earning a profit. Your gain is still positive. Okay. Maybe any questions so far? Or any stocks, particular stocks you want me to discuss here? Since this is a sharing session, we can have a discussion. Okay. So you have just joined this session. You can find the links. You can find the links to subscribe to my YouTube channel for the latest updates. Is it in our list? Attempts? Is it in on our list? Somebody asked, or being asked about attempts. Okay, never mind. We can have a look. But this is not the 28, one of the 28 candidates. This stock is very famous because of the labor issue, ESG issue. This is what we call the EMS. EMS stands for electronic manufacturing companies, service company. So EMS companies. So apparently, this is currently at the downtrend. Okay, breaks all the long-term support level. Of course, we know that the patterns here now is bouncing back. Okay, revisit the support. I'm not too sure whether it will. Of course, we can place. You can place the zone. Okay, let me draw the zone out. Okay, it's revisiting the zone. The support zone. We call this support zone. Okay, so revisiting the support zone. If it does not respect this support zone, it will go down further. In this case, for this kind of stock, normally is the candidate for trading only, for trading. Okay, if you want to do it for long term, for myself, I will be a bit worried. Okay, for this kind, I express my concern because from this one, okay, we have Stella, asking for sense of, because sense of, I think just now we screen it out, right? Sense of. Okay, we go to sense of. I hope I have answered your questions, Wai Bing. Thank you for your question. Okay, sense of. Sense of is a digital services company. Okay, because now we want to, okay, you're welcome. So you can see here, you can compare from the, okay, long term, you zoom out, okay, you zoom out. What you can see here, for the past 1 year, it has been downtrend, has dropped a lot, okay, about 50% year to date. So, but not forgetting that it's actually for this immediate terms, it's actually showing something different from this side. From the left hand side, you can see slowly, what you can see here is higher low, but it's yet to confirm, because we need at least 3 points to confirm the trend, whether it's trending up or not. But let's say if you are a long-term investor, you are looking for this as a value stock, then you might employ a different strategy. Okay, you might wait for it to join the other stocks to drop further, then you collect somewhere lower. For now, I don't see it's a good bargain at this juncture, because just now we have discussed about recession. It's very near, it's just around the corner. In 6 to 9 months time, we will eventually encounter recession. Okay, and just like I've mentioned, recession is good for long-term investors, because they can look for bargains if they know how to preserve their capital now. Of course, if you want to do short-term trading, okay, we can say that, okay, you can maybe draw out. Okay, I will use the tools here. Okay, you can do the parallel channel. Maybe you need one more to confirm. Okay, maybe you can wait somewhere here, the support 27, around 27. This is short term. If you want to do short term, if you want to do long term, you have to go back to this. Okay, you put sense of. Okay, you can look at the fundamental. Okay, if you want to look for the fundamental in the summary page, okay, I can see a lot of interactions here. Thank you. I will attend to your queries one by one. Please bear with me. Okay, so since just now Stella has asked about sense of, and it is also, it meets the requirement of value stock based on our screening just now. So it's my duty to actually show her how is it going. So we can switch to this. This chart is very easy to read. Okay, I believe you can see the light bulb. Okay, you can, when you hover near the light bulb, is actually the legend to tell you how to read the chart. For example, net income, you refer to the last row, the bottom row, right? Net income to common margin, up is better. So you always want it to go up. Okay, so this is quarter. If we want to inspect stock for long term, what we need to do? We need to do how it performed over the years. So we change to annual. Okay, by just clicking it, you don't have to do anything. Okay, very easy, very straightforward. Okay, so okay, well, normally I will just because this is like a bit too much information for me, right? So for me, I'm interested to know the yellow color one, net income to common. So what I can do is I can turn off. So I just focus on the indicator that I'm looking for. So from here you can see, based on this profit and loss, what I can say that you see this one incurs 72 million losses. Okay, so this is the I need to address your concern for this one, because you see, if you add up all these profit years together, it cannot cover this. So by this, I will say that I will eliminate, I will kick out this from my basket based on here. Okay, maybe we can go for the balance sheet and check whether it is a net cash company or not. Okay, and you see, okay, and over the past, they are very weak in collecting cash, collecting payments from their clients. So you can see very weak the ability. And okay, even though it's net cash, but still the account receivables is higher than net cash. So I have little confidence towards this company. Okay, if let's say if I want to hold it for long, I might feel a bit worried, because you see the account receivable is quite high as compared to the net cash. And again, we need to inspect the free cash flow. Okay, and the net operating, you see, is not stable. Okay, maybe later I show you something there is better, maybe. Okay, just a sharing. There's no buy call or sell call, don't get me wrong. Okay, and we check on the return on equity, because this is how the company perform and reward the investors. What you can see here, the is not stable. Okay, you can see, because this one is linked to this. If you check merely looking at it. Okay, next you go for the ratio. We want to check total debt against as compared to the cash. Okay, of course currently is staying lower. Okay, but as a whole, I will keep this out from my basket. Okay, of course I will go to Park later. G-Tronic, I will keep in my list first. Okay, hold on, because just now I mentioned that I want to show you a good examples, what kinds of good companies. Okay, for me, I consider it as Musang King. Okay, different people have different preference. Some of you might not like durian. Okay, so for the same thing, SCOMNET is a healthcare company, but it's not producing gloves. Of course, many people always associate healthcare to gloves, but there are actually many other companies under the healthcare. This is one of the examples I would like to use. Okay, so I will off the rest of it. So what you can see here, exponential growth of net income, profit. Is this a healthy company? Of course, because you see, sustaining, not only increasing, but exponential terms. So I will leave it to you to comment whether this is a good company or not by just merely looking at the profit and loss. Of course, we move on to the balance sheet. Okay, when we move on to the balance sheet, I will always like to inspect net cash against because you cannot see debt here. You cannot see any debt. Okay, it's very direct. You don't see any red color here, right? That means there's no debt, free of debt. Okay, so I off this. You can, okay, and you compare the account receivable to net cash. So this is a very healthy. Okay, of course I want my net cash always be many times to account receivables for long-term investor. Okay, so cash flow, we can inspect the cash flow. Okay, of course, the financing cash flow is a bit higher, but given the company is on the uptrend, I can say maybe the financing is for expansion. We can interpret in such a way. Okay, so you can see the net operating cash flow. That means the profit is genuine. It's not jacked up by other things, by high account receivable, because we can confirm the account receivable is very low here. Okay, so we also refer to the returns on equity. It's okay on a quite healthy trend. Okay, and we know that there is no debt, or the debt to equity is actually negative. That means it's something very good. Okay, the debt, you see, 0. Okay, so I will go back to just now sense of, if let's say we want to trade it. Okay, for short-term traders, you might like this L3 banker. Okay, so there are 4 different colors. What I can say here currently, the banker chip. So the banker chip is defined as the big fund, the movement of big fund. So what you can see here is there is a very weak rebound. Blue means weak rebound. Red here means decreasing banker chip. That means the fund is flowing out. I can interpret it as fund is flowing out. So green means increasing. The fund is flowing into these stocks to buy these stocks, and they are buying interest from insti. Maybe we can interpret it as insti, or very huge capital investors. So how do you use this? You can see there is a signal. There is a signal for you for the entry. So if you are trying to enter here, I'm not too sure, because based on this particular indicator, it called L3 banker, I would do nothing at this moment. If you are traders, you must have your own trading plan. Same goes for investor. You must have your investment plan. How would you deploy your capital? How would you deploy? How would you cut loss? What is your cut loss strategy? What is your okay? Calvin asked a question. Thank you, Calvin. Calvin Ang asked, what is your opinion if we buy the Scomnet warrant, which is cheaper? Okay, for warrant, is the derivatives is a bit okay. First thing you have to know, warrant will expire, so you need to check the date, and you also need to compare the warrant issue price by the time it's first issued. What is the price compared to the mother share? So you've solved this question. For me, I would rather hold the mother for low risk, because mother share will not expire. Even because you need to check. Another thing is you have to check whether this warrant, the Scomnet warrants, is actually at the premium or to the discount to the mother share. I hope I have answered your questions. Okay, I will go back to Boon Kwa. Boon Kwa asked a question about Sai Park. Maybe I can use this IL3 banker to demonstrate whether it is a good pick now or not for trading. Of course, for trading purposes only. Okay, I can say that the banker fund has increased. It's on an uptrend, but now it's like further from the entry point already. So at this moment, it's a bit risky for you, I would say, based on this indicator. There's no buy and sell call. Okay, anything here is just a discussion and sharing. So you can see, okay, maybe the entry. If you follow the entry exactly here, I think your profit could be quite handsome. Maybe around 15% is in the pocket. If you take the partial profit. Okay, so it's very important. You need to stay disciplined. How to stay disciplined? You select your own indicator that you are comfortable with. Of course, for different seasons, there are different indicators you can use. You don't just rely on single indicators to do in and out. This one you have to understand, and also design your own trading plan before any trades. You don't, maybe some of you might start to buy somewhere here, then suddenly drop like this. Then we'll start to ask their friends or relatives, hey, how I bought here, so now it's dropping. So what is your trading plan? So stick to your trading plan, and you can actually, because why many people they cannot make consistent profit in the stock market. I think one of the reason is that they always take small profit. When they see profit, they get excited, they take it without knowing that it's actually on the uptrend. They'll take it somewhere here, maybe a smaller time frame. Okay, and when it goes further up, you chase again, buy in again. And what if here you get stuck? Okay, so always cut losses small. Let the profit run. Let the profit run. That means you have to at least take partial profit when it's going up, when it is up. Okay, because you can always buy back at the lower price if you are doing trading. I need to emphasize that. Okay, so I hope I have answered Boon Kwa questions. Okay, now we move on to Mike G-Tronic. Okay, Boon Kwa asked, L3 not even yellow, so still hold? Yes, based on the indicator, but I'm not sure what is your entry level. It's also very subjective to your entry level. If you enter somewhere here, of course, I can say you can still hold. If you enter somewhere here, I would say you need to exercise a bit, to be cautious a bit. Okay, so different price level, we have a different strategy and different interpretation. Okay, so we move on to the G-Tronic. Very encouraging participation from you all. Very happy to share here. Okay, if you want to learn more about this, about trading strategy, about investment plan, you can always click the link just now to look for me on Telegram. So I will update every day. I will update daily. Okay, so G-Tronic. Okay, G-Tronic. Hold on for a while. Need to zoom out. Okay, so it's currently revisiting very important support level. Actually, has broken. Now it's nearing another support zone. It's at the downtrend. Of course, you see the downtrend is not completely down. Okay, why? Because there's always a short-term, different time frame investor or traders will go in when it goes up. So the other time frame investor or traders, they will take profit. That's why it's going down, sell down. Okay, now I'm not sure up and down, but based on this, we can say that okay, it's a bit conflicting. Of course, we don't also based on this. If we use this L3 banker, we can say that this is an entry. Okay, it helps you for entry, to find entry signal. Okay, but you must always check, zoom out, find the long-term support. Where is the support? If it fails to respect this support zone, I would say you better stay out. Wait for lower price, because G-Tronic is actually candidates for the value stocks, but you need to dive deeper into it to look at the cash flow, everything, to make the decision whether this is a candidate or not. Okay, you can follow the Telegram for the trend. I also do for short term, but since today's topic is we will focus on the long-term investment, how to find the value stocks. So any question about the value stock just now? Okay, actually before I end, I will give you some sharing about the tips, okay? Some tips for investors or for traders. So we must always focus on the facts. Okay, focus on the facts, not news. A lot of people are reading news. How much contract has been awarded? I believe all of you came across this kind of news, right? So when you are an investor, you get excited. Oh, 5G contract is awarded to which company? Then after reading the news, you just can't wait to enter to buy the stock straight away. What happened? You see this sell on news. Why sell on news happen? Because some of the investors, they have better age. They learn the information faster than you because market is not fully efficient. Or we call this group of investors insiders. Okay, they have learned about the news beforehand, then they bought in. When the news is coming out, they sell down. Okay, they sell on the news. Okay, so facts. What are facts? For example, market is dropping how many points today? So this is the facts. You don't find out, oh, market is dropping because of inflation. This is news. This is the views, the opinions of the journalists. Is it important? So think about that. Is it important to listen to all this kind of analysis, or you would rather focus on the facts? What is the facts of FBM KLCI dropping? The fact is that people are selling off. Funds are exceeding the market. So this is the reasonable. This is the facts. Okay, we have to accept it. This is the facts. When the stock price of a particular stock is going down, that means the sellers are in control of the market, or this overall sentiment is negative. Okay, so start small if you are trading. Why? You need to test your strategy. It's very important. If you are looking for a holy grail, I can tell you there is no holy grail for trading. You need to always keep yourself stay updated. You need to learn every day. You need to do the homework. But I think with pick a stock, it saves you a lot of time. Okay, you can just by screening. Okay, for later I can maybe one last thing I can show you. You can screen out L3 banker's signal as well. If you are interested, I can show you later. Okay, and not forgetting to start with an investment plan or a trading plan. So what is your cut loss? So for investment plan, I will ask you, how would you deploy your capital? In how many batches? Normally, I will share to my members, deploy your capitals in 3 batches. So I buy at the current price. Current price is 100%, right? So when it drops, it depends on the market as well. So the second batch should be the negative 15%, and the second batch another 15%. Okay, or if the market is really bad, I will skip this and add it here. Straight away, buy when the market is 30% drop, the particular share. Okay, so this is what sharing about the investment or trading plan. So trading plan very easy. You must always have define your cut loss, TP and cut loss. Take profit or cut loss. You must not like others who only know how to buy. You have to sell as well. You have to know how to exit. If you can enter this, how to exit. What is your exit plan? Okay, cut loss or take profit. It could be two exit points. Okay, and also be patient. Okay, I think for all of us now who are joining this, patience. We need to learn about how to be patient. Wait for the durian to drop. Of course, we cannot bottom cash, just like I have mentioned, but wait for some of the For example, just like I have shown you, for the PE to adjust to a level that we as an investor we feel comfortable with. So that's what I mean for low hanging fruits. Okay, so any questions? I think I will share the how to use the L3 Banker. Very good reminder from a friend just now. How to screen. Okay. Okay, go back to. Okay, we can go to the advanced screener. Clear everything by clicking reset button. Okay. We look for the premium. Sorry, technical analysis. No, you instead of here, sorry, you can straight away go down all the way to the L3 Banker first screen, because what we want is the arrow just now. Okay, midterm. Okay, so we can see the remarks here. Actually, you can, if you want to insert your own screening criteria, you can do so, and you can also add the remarks. Okay, so screen. Okay, they are all together 39. Okay, again, you can do send TA to chart. Just clicking send TA to chart. Okay, green, but not so obvious. Okay, it's at the support. You can see at the support zone. Okay, farm fresh. Okay, entry signal, CTOS. You can see the entry signal. Of course, if we are looking for this L3 Banker, we will ignore. Okay, please bear in mind, we will ignore their fundamentals because we are doing trading. When we are doing trading with technical indicators, we will ignore the fundamentals. We don't look at the fundamental. We don't want to confuse ourselves. Be very firm, whether you are doing short term or long term. You have to define it at the very beginning. Because most of the people, when it start to drop, then they will change their horizon. They will say, oh, this one is for long term. I change it. So you have to respect your own strategy, respect your trading plan. This is very, very important. I cannot stress it more. Okay, G-Tronic. Okay, revenue, entry signal. Okay, of course, another tips is that you can wait for it to stabilize at least like 2-3 days. Okay, for example, you see, can you see here? You see, okay, so wait for it to stabilize, break out. When you buy it, your success rate will be higher. Okay, don't jump in when you first see it. I know a lot of people want to buy at the low. It's actually risky. You have to wait for confirmation. How can you jump in before confirmation? If you jump in without confirmation, you have to, of course, you have to define your plan, prepare to cut loss, and your losses have to be cut very tight, very tight. You have to set the cut loss very tight. That means very near to your entry level. Okay. This one you will learn more when you join me as a member. We will share to you how to design the plan, how to eye for entry. Okay. Any questions? If not, then I will pass to Dan from Pick a Stock. Once again, I would like to thank Pick a Stock for inviting me for this sharing sessions, and very pleased to have an encouraging numbers of participants tonight. And my name is Eng Xin. Okay. Okay, so once again, if you are interested, you can scan this QR code to join, or you can click into the link to start your free trial, 14 days. Of course, some of the features might not be available. I would strongly encourage you to pick a stock. Okay, you can learn a lot from this pick a stock. Even you want fundamental, it's very comprehensive too. I've seen so far, because last time I used to get access to this Bloomberg terminal, but now I don't. I think this one is enough for me. Thank you, everyone. Hope everyone has happy investment journey. Okay, bye. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.